Bilgehan Ozturk, he's a researcher at the SETA Foundation and a political and economic social researcher. He joins us from Ankara. Thanks so much for coming on. Maaret al-Numan is the second largest city in Idlib province. It's symbolic and strategic, and it could go to the Syrian regime. How significant would this be?
It's very significant. As you mentioned, it is the second biggest town in Idlib governorate. And it has its symbolic importance for revolutionaries, for people. And after the potential capture of Maaret al-Numan, there will be only one significant town, which is Saraqeb in Idlib, that is on M5 international highway. So after the capture of Maaret al-Numan, that will mean that regime and Russia will come even more closer to capturing all M5 highway from the revolutionaries in Idlib.
And talk to us about, that's the M5 highway that has nearly been taken also. What does that change?
It changes a lot. I mean, it is the most significant international highway in Syria. It runs north and south, and it is connecting the two most significant cities of Syria, which is Damascus and Aleppo. Damascus is obviously the capital, and then Aleppo is the second biggest city in terms of trade, in terms of population, in terms of economy. So capturing this means capturing the most important parts of countries which were partly and temporarily under the control of revolutionaries for the past 5 years. And it has symbolic and strategic importance for regime as well. These attacks are results of a long given vow, which is to capture Idlib altogether. So the ultimate goal of regime and Russia is taking over Idlib and capturing M5 highway after Maaret al-Numan and Saraqeb. They will come closer, even closer, capturing Idlib altogether.
Indeed. And let's talk about the humanitarian side, the displacement that's taking place in the last 24 hours. 39,000 more civilians have migrated closer to the Turkish border because of these attacks. What pressure does this now put on Turkey?
Now, obviously, it is putting a huge pressure on Turkey for the past 1 year. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of people fled their homes, and they are rushing to Turkish border, and the area is already packed with people, in makeshift camps, and it is reaching a limit that is not even able to receive anymore. So this would mean that a huge number of people will have to cross border, and ultimately, and this is the biggest pressure that Turkey can imagine, ever. So that will mean, millions of people, more than 1 million people, will have to, cross the border into Turkey, and which is the anathema for Turkey, and which is what Turkey is trying to prevent through diplomatic engagement with Russia and also, major European, powers, which would be able to, counterbalance Turkey's bilateral engagement with Russia. But it is not happening, unfortunately. The major European countries such as United Kingdom, France, and Germany do not seem to be interested in balancing Turkey's hand vis-a-vis Russia, and we are witnessing the results, outcomes of this lack of interest.
Bilgehan Ozturk, pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you.